From wrecked to wild, daily drag strip, B is for Build's car collection is straight up chaos in the best way possible. Restorations, mods, and pure madness. Let's dive into the wildest rides Chris has brought back to life. Let's start with a straight up legend from B is for Build's wild car collection, the 1968 Chevy Camaro. And no, this isn't just another tired old project that's sitting in the corner waiting for love. This one has been brought back to life with that signature B is for Build energy. Think muscle car soul with a modern twist. It was scooped up during a Chicago road trip, one of those classic BS for Build adventures, and yeah, back then it needed some serious TLC. But today, this Camaro is an absolute head-turner. We're talking about a true numbers-matching 327 Chevy small block under the hood. Yeah, the OG engine, still alive and kicking. After a proper tune-up, including some carb and timing magic, it now sounds like a 68 Camaro should. Aggressive, confident, and oh, so satisfying. And of course, it wouldn't be a B is for Build car without a few killer mods. First up, the flat-out black grille completely changes the front end. Super clean, super mean. And then there's the Sparko steering wheel, giving the driver that race-ready vibe every time you grip it. Add in the fresh head unit and speakers, and suddenly this classic muscle car isn't just loud under the hood. It's pumping some serious tunes, too. Old school looks with new school comfort? Yes, please. Now, if you've been following the Build over the years, you know this Camaro wasn't always shining. Back in the day, it had some old quirks, to say the least. Leaky windows, water in the interior, and a squeaky V-belt system were all on the fix list. The team swapped out that annoying V-belt for a clean serpentine belt setup, which not only stopped the squeak, but made the whole engine bay way more reliable. The leaks got sealed up tight, keeping the interior dry, and finally making this thing road trip ready, rain or shine. And speaking of the interior, it's had a full refresh as well. Gone are the cracked panels and sketchy trim. It's now a clean, comfortable space that pays homage to the car's roots while adding just the right amount of modern flair. We're talking custom work that looks factory fresh with touches of personality throughout. Even the custom headlights are in, giving this Camaro a totally unique look after dark. Now, let's talk about the 2014 BRZ, also known as the Plan B BRZ, a car that's been through the ringer, but man, it is coming out the other side looking meaner than ever. This one came all the way from Reno, picked up during an episode of Plan B BRZ Part 1, and if you've been following the Build, you know this project has had its ups and downs, but it is definitely a ride worth following. Under the hood, you've got a 6-speed manual with around 19,000 miles on it, so we're talking about a nearly brand new drivetrain that's been begging for a little more action. This car isn't just about numbers though, it's about the thrill. It's got that straight piped exhaust system, so you know it's loud, aggressive, and definitely not for the faint of heart. That sound? Pure bliss for anyone who loves a good exhaust note. Now, the fun part, the modifications. First off, you've got mean racing coilovers on this thing, so it's not just about looks. The handling is on point, ready to take on any curve with precision. Couple that with aftermarket headers and you've got yourself a setup that's not only about performance, but also about giving that engine a little extra growl. And let's not forget about those NK wheels, a sweet touch that really sets the car apart, giving it that aggressive stance that says, I am here to race. Next, we have a fan favorite from B is for Build's wild car collection, the Rocket Bunny BRZ. This one's got attitude, style, and just enough chaos to make it a true B is for Build classic. If you've been watching Chris work his magic over the years, you'll know this isn't just another BRZ slapped together for show. This thing has been through it, and it's shaping up to be a killer daily driver, once the wild ride of wrenching is done, of course. So, this BRZ started life in blue, Subaru's signature hue, but that didn't last long. It's been painted black, and let's be honest, the first attempt wasn't exactly a show car finish, but hey, that raw, gritty look kinda adds to the car's street-built charm. What does make it pop though is that full Rocket Bunny V1 wide-body kit, painted in a mean, flat black. It gives the car that aggressive, low-slung look that turns heads before it even starts up. And with those F1R wheels, probably F18s, that are super wide and really sticky, this thing is made to grip and rip. Now, engine-wise, it's a bit of a Frankenstein right now. The engine's been fired up recently, major milestone, but it's not out of the woods yet. The crankcase has a crack. Yikes, which might get the JB Weld treatment for now, just to, get things moving. It's a temporary fix for sure, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do when you're deep in that build life. Plus, there's still work to be done on the wiring harness, and it needs a complete exhaust system after the headers. In other words, it's not purring just yet, but it is close. Suspension-wise, the front end still needs some love. The front suspension components are in line for installation, and there are wheel camber issues that need sorting out before this thing handles like it's meant to. And don't forget, it needs a new windshield because, yeah, little things like seeing the road are kind of important, especially if Chris really does make this his daily driver. But here's where things get interesting. It is the premium model. Yep, even with all the scrappy exterior vibes and the mechanical chaos, you've got heated seats, keyless entry, and all those comfy touches that make daily driving way more enjoyable. That's right, you can be scrapping pavement 1 minute and toasty warm in the next. It's the kind of weird combo that totally fits B is for Build style, rough around the edges, but still packed with potential. Next, we have one of the sleeper stars in the B is for Build garage, the 2007 Mustang GT. Now this one, it's got muscle, it's got attitude, and it's definitely got a story. You know how Chris rolls, no car gets left behind, and this Mustang is living proof of that philosophy. Under the hood, you've got a 4.6-liter V8 pushing out about 300 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque, a real street bruiser with the bones of a proper American muscle car. Sure, it's got GT 500 badges on it, but let's not get it twisted. This is a GT, not the real deal Shelby. Still, with that kind of power, who's complaining? It's got more than enough grunt to light up the tires and make some noise. This beast was scooped up at auction maybe a year and a half, 2 years before filming, and like a lot of B is for Build's projects, it didn't exactly show up in showroom condition. Right now, it's in full project mode, engine mounts removed, and the engine is literally being held in place with ratchet straps. Yeah, it's wild. Basically an engine bay held together with hope and tension. But if that's not peak DIY spirit, then I don't know what is. The exhaust manifold is off on the left bank, and there's some body work waiting to happen. It needs a new rear quarter panel and a door, so there's definitely some wrench time ahead, but we're not talking about a hopeless case here. It's got a clean foundation and tons of potential. This is the kind of car that just wants to be rebuilt into something nasty. Now let's talk transmission. It's an automatic, which, yeah, isn't everyone's favorite for a build like this, but here's where it gets spicy. Chris has plans to turn this thing into a full-on drag car. And in that context, the auto makes total sense. Quick shifts, consistent launches, this thing could be an absolute menace at the strip once it's dialed in. Throw in a trans-cooler, beef up the rear end, and this car could start bullying Hellcats at the local track night. And speaking of the rear end, it's already been through its own little drama. This Mustang previously snapped its rear axle, but it's been professionally repaired, so it's got a fresh setup in back, ready to handle whatever abuse comes next. That's the whole spirit of the channel right there, taking forgotten cars and giving them a second shot. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more insane celebrity car collections. See you next time, gearheads.